Hello, my name is Aura and I'm the Game Art Tutor here at the SLC, and today we'll be discussing how to write an email properly. Texting and emailing have become the main forms of communication in the workplace, schools, and individual lives. It's important to know how to effectively communicate with coworkers, professors, and peers through different types of messaging. The nice thing about emails is that they generally follow the same structure. Emails will contain a subject line, greeting/opener, body, and closing. In addition to covering each of these components, we will also discuss some email tips and formatting options in Gmail. To start us off, I'm going to provide a scenario. Let's say we're reaching out to our instructor for assistance on an assignment. Let's say we're looking for assistance with citing our paper in Chicago Manual of Style, and we're looking for resources how to do so. Working off this scenario, when we email the professor, we always want to think of intent. Why am I sending this email? And what am I seeking from this person? In this scenario, we're looking for CMS citation resources. So that will be our subject line. The subject line is important as it briefly tells the recipient what the email is about. So for recipient, I'll put myself, but you will put your instructor. For subject line, I'm going to put CMS citation resources. Now that we have our subject line, we can start with a greeting. Some standard greetings are good evening, afternoon, morning, and then put your instructor's name. Dear instructor, hello, greetings. These are our more professional greetings. We want to avoid informal ones that we may use with our friends, such as hey or hi, or just their name, or hey there. And that's just to name a few. For this example, I will use good afternoon and then the instructor's name. I find that this is a friendly, easy greeting that works well for most situations. Now that we have a greeting, we can move to the body of our email. Always make sure to introduce yourself in the first email of the chain. After we do that, we will want to consider the intent that we developed earlier. Why are we sending this email? What issues are we running into that the recipient can help us solve? The issue in this scenario is that we're having a hard time finding resources, and we're looking to see if they have any resources on hand. This information will be in the body of our email, and we could start with something like, good afternoon. My name is Aura, and I'm a current student in your academic writing class. I'm running into some confusion with citing my sources using CMS, specifically with this week's assignment. I've watched a few videos and I still don't understand citations very well. Do you have any resources that you can send me that may help? Once I've developed a good sounding body, I'm going to take that and I'm going to type it out in our email. In the example provided, this is a sufficient email. It addresses what we're having issues with, what we've done to solve the issue ourselves, and what we need from our instructor. If there's a specific thing that we're struggling with, such as formatting the citation, it's good to specify that as well. For example, we can say, good afternoon. My name is Aura and I'm a current student in your academic writing class. I'm running into some confusion with citing my sources using CMS. Specifically with this week's assignment, I have all the required information such as author, date, and publication. I'm just having a hard time formatting it. I've watched a few videos and I still don't understand citations very well. Do you have any resources you can send me that may help? In this updated example, we've specified exactly what we're struggling with, so when the instructor receives this email, they know exactly what resources we'll need. Now that we have structured our body, we can end our email with a closing. Some common closings are thank you in advance, or just thank you, sincerely, best, with gratitude, with appreciation. Since we're asking for something from our instructor, it's good practice to say thank you and always sign your full name. Now we can look at our sample response. We've introduced ourselves, stated what we're running into, such as issues, and specified with what. We also we have the information, and we've tried to search for external resources and explicitly state what we need to succeed. Now that we've structured an email, I'm going to go over some professional writing tips. You can view these tips on our professional writing tip sheet. When we're writing professionally, we want to watch tone and make sure to think positively. We don't want to be overly casual or aggressive. Write with complete words, no abbreviations, and use specific professional vocabulary. You also want to keep length in mind. It can be easy to get carried away, but we need to keep our messages short, sweet, and to the point. Here is an example of a poorly written email. In this sample email, the subject line is in all caps, "Need help." "Hey professor, can you help me? I cannot figure out this week's assignment and I need help now. I do not know the steps." This email is very unprofessional. There is no punctuation and a number of abbreviations. It also comes off as slightly aggressive and demanding. Another thing to note in this example, that it has an informal greeting and no closing. If we put ourselves in the shoes of the professor, this email would leave us with a lot of questions. What about this week has been a struggle? Have they reviewed the assignment? What does the student need to succeed? Now that we have covered how to structure an email and went over a nicely written email versus a poorly written one, I'm going to show you some emailing tricks. Let's say you want to email an instructor and you would like the chair of the department to be aware. You can always CC them. CC means carbon copy, so while you're not emailing the chair directly, they will have a copy of the email so they're aware of this situation. They will appear on the list of people the email has been sent to. To CC, we're going to go to the recipients, and on the right, you'll see CC. And then I could add the chair of the department. Let's say you have a batch of students you need to email, but for confidentiality purposes, you need to have their email addresses hidden. There is a function called BCC. This is called blind carbon copy, which allows you to send an email to multiple people without having their email addresses visible. To make a blind carbon copy, it's just like CC, except this time we're going to hit BCC, and then you would add all the necessary emails. If you're sending an email with sensitive information, you can also send an email in confidential mode, which can require a key to open. This mode will not allow the recipient to forward, copy, print, or download the information in the email. Always take caution when sending emails that contain sensitive information. To use confidential mode, we're going to go to our emailing window, and at the bottom there is a lock. We're going to select that lock, and you can put a passcode or no passcode. Moving on to more tricks in Gmail. Gmail also offers functions such as bold, italic, and underline text. You want to use these functions sparingly as they sometimes can convey the incorrect tone. Let's say I want to bold something. You can highlight your text and you can hit B down here, or you can hit Control B. If we would like to italicize our text, go next to bold and select italic, or you can hit Control I. If we would like to underline our text, it's going to be right next to italicized. Select underline, or you can hit Control U. If you ever need to send a link, I recommend using the attach link function, which allows you to add a link to your text. This works great to avoid a long link being tossed into an email and keeps the message short and sweet. Let's say I wanted to attach the videos I've watched. So we're going to go here, and then we're going to go to this little link. Then paste your link and hit OK. Another useful tool that Gmail has is allowing you to attach documents by using attached files. This way you can send papers or assignments in for critique if you need, or in this specific scenario, if I want to send my instructor what I already have, I can hit this little button right here, and my little open window is going to pop up, and I can just hit open. You can also just drag and drop into the email. The last tip I have is to download a plugin that helps with grammar, such as Grammarly. You can see I actually have Grammarly installed here. It's great. It helps keep your emails fluent, checks for grammatical errors, and it also checks for tone. If you find yourself having a hard time writing, feel free to look up our tip sheets on our SLC Google Drive. I recommend reviewing our professional writing tip sheet if you're struggling to write emails and papers and even resumes. You can also make an appointment with the SLC at remcad.mywconline.com. If you have any questions, please reach out. We're happy to help. Thank you for watching.